Hello everyone, my name's Eden, this is Tallulah, and today we're going to be talking about the surprisingly interesting history of pigeon poop. So if you find discussing bird droppings really disgusting, this is not going to be the video for you. Whether you have one living with you, or you're just used to seeing them on the street, we're all familiar with pigeon droppings, much more so than most of us would like. So today we're going to be talking about the surprisingly important role that pigeon droppings have played throughout history, just to give you something else to think about while you're cleaning the cage or dodging soiled sidewalks. But before we get into that, I'd like to say a quick thank you to everyone who likes, subscribes, and comments. It's super encouraging, and I really appreciate it. Pigeons have a long history of providing us with food. Some of that was us raising them for meat, much of it was us keeping them for their poop. Don't worry, sweetheart, no one's going to eat you. Pigeon guano makes excellent fertilizer as it's high in potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen. In regions with nutrient and organic matter poor soil, Ooh, that's a big stretch. Good job. Yeah. In regions with soil poor in nutrients and organic matter, pigeon fertilizer provide people with the ability to have productive, sustainable agricultural practices. In the Middle East, pigeon guano was instrumental as fertilizer, resulting in pigeons being raised for that sole purpose, as the consumption of their meat was forbidden. In Fez, Morocco, the Chouara tanneries stand as yet another example of a use for pigeon poop. The poop acts as a softening agent, helping to soften the leather enough to absorb the dyes. The tannery was constructed in the 11th century and has continued to use the same traditional methods to this day. And yes, that includes the pigeon poo. Last but far from least is the role that pigeon poo played in historical warfare. Once upon a time, pigeon poo was one of the best sources of saltpeter, also called potassium nitrate. Saltpeter is one of the three main ingredients used to make gunpowder, with the other two being sulfur and charcoal. Because of its status as one of the only available sources of saltpeter, especially before we figured out how to make our own or other sources to find it, pigeon poo used to be extremely valuable. Pigeon guano was such a valuable resource that at some points in history, armed guards would be stationed around the dovecots, which is the traditional housing that they were kept in, to prevent people from stealing it. During this time, the value of pigeon meat was surpassed by the value of their poop. Pigeon guano continued to be one of the main sources of saltpeter until the 18th century, when naturally occurring saltpeter was discovered in South America. I hope you found this video interesting. If you were going to try and make use of pigeon droppings, what do you think you'd do? Personally, I've been tempted to try and make some Tallulah poo gunpowder ever since I learned that was a possibility. Though to be clear, I am not recommending anyone do that. I don't want anyone blowing up. If there's any topics you'd like me to discuss in future videos or questions you have, leave us in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Because of its rare status as one of the... Ooh, Gesundheit! Yummy. Ooh. Nice and refreshed. Yeah. Yeah. Step down.